Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24 is brought to you by Badger Max Premium Sports Drinks. Drink it to the max. Northwest Surgery Center. Menards. And by Wisconsin Lutheran College. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome to the Badger Max Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Northwest Surgery Center. We are live on the campus of Oak Creek High School as the Knights take on the Indians from Mukwonago in a non-conference showdown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike McGivern. I'm with Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan, and this is the Fan Pregame Show. I'm joined by the two head coaches of tonight's game, Mike Bartholomew with Oak Creek, Clay Iverson with Mukwonago. Mike, let's start with you. First of all, great win against Menominee Falls. It was a three-day game. I'm wondering if you've ever been through anything like that.
No, we've played delays multiple times because of weather, but we've never had to do it over 3 days. So it was a challenge. Our kids really handled it very well, because the original plan was to play on Saturday, but Falls had practiced on Sunday, so the 7-day rule was in effect. So we went to Sunday, and our kids did a pretty good job playing on Sunday too.
You got to win 21-3. I'm wondering what you learned from that team with all that kind of diversity and what you guys did with that.
Well, we think we're pretty close to being decent. We saw a lot of correctable things, and that's why you film. And now you're hoping from week one. I'm sure Clay's feeling the same way. Week 1 to week 2 is really where you want to see a big improvement from your team.
Hey, Clay, it's good to see you. Congratulations on the Hall of Fame thing. That's awesome. Hey, good win last week against Franklin. I'm wondering what you learned from your team as well after a win like that.
Yeah, I'd probably echo Bart's statements. Coach is right. I thought our kids played hard, but a lot of stuff to correct, and that's what we're looking forward to tonight. And we'll find out quick because Oak Creek's a very good team and a great program, and Coach Bartholomew does a great job. So I'm looking forward to seeing us play a little bit better. But what we learned last week is that we can play hard and we can compete, and that's number one.
You talked about playing Oak Creek, and you played Franklin. You played a quality opponent in Menominee Falls. Clay, I'm going to start with you on this. There are some programs, some coaches that will not set up games like that in the beginning. They want to make sure they get a win in non-conference, sometimes two, and they don't really know sometimes where their team is at. You guys kind of go the opposite direction, play some really tough quality opponents. I'm wondering your mindset on doing that.
Well, I think if you're only going to play 9 regular season games, you want to get everything you can out of it. So I don't know the purpose, and anyone can run their own program, but we'd prefer to play great programs like Franklin, like Oak Creek, so we can find out who we are so we can correct things. When you play some teams that don't show you a whole lot, I don't know if you find out what you got to get better at. We'll find out tonight what we got to get better at, because if we make mistakes, Oak Creek will make us pay for them.
Hey, Coach, same question for you. Playing quality non-conference opponents, smart thing to do, I think, but there's some guys that go the other way.
Right. Well, my philosophy is play anybody anywhere. So it really doesn't matter if we're on the road. We have a great fan environment here and a great place to play, but we'll play anybody anywhere. And I think, like Clay said, is that you can't make corrections unless you're playing against a team that will show your deficiencies.
You bet.
And because a few years ago we played a not so good opponent week 1, lost week 2 because they had not shown us those deficiencies.
Hey guys, I'm going to cut you loose. Thank you so much for your time. Other side of the break, John Weiser and Terry Kelly will get you the keys of the game. This is the Badger Max Thursday Night Lights High School Football Game of the Week, only on My 24.
Hey, it's great to be back in Oak Creek tonight as the Oak Creek Knights get set to take on the Mukwonago Indians. Week number 2 of the high school football season kicks off here tonight with Terry Kelly, John Weiser, set to bring you the exciting play-by-play of tonight's action. And kind of the old and new look here tonight. We've got the wing tee and we got the veer option tonight.
Well, if you followed Mukwonago for years, it was wishbone, but now they've gone to the wing tee, want to jazz up the offense a little bit.
And then you got that veer option with Mike Bartholomew.
Mike likes to get some of his high-class athletes out in space, and that allows him to do that with the veer option.
Should be interesting tonight. Both teams coming off of wins, a little bit longer for Oak Creek, a 3-day affair, but Mukwonago got their game in a very impressive win over Franklin last week.
I think some people had counted Mukwonago out in that opening game, and obviously going into tonight, both these teams would like to go 2-0 heading into their conference seasons.
Let's take a look at some of the players we're going to keep an eye on here tonight. First for the Oak Creek Knights, it's really the two players that will touch the football all night long on offense.
Well, Jacob Sinani is a two-time all-conference player for Oak Creek, wonderful quarterback, and his center, Owen Rezamowski, has to handle the ball all the time. Over on defense for Oak Creek, they've got two players who accounted for over 100 tackles last year, Cade Quillen and Nick Delaney. Excellent defenders.
When you talk that wing T formation that Mukwonago is going to use, it starts with that running back, Zach Genrich. He had a nice game last week.
Almost 200 yards last week, broke a key 80-yard run for a touchdown. The other offensive player that's key for them is Joe Carlson, 3-year starter in the line.
I see on the defensive side, the coaches have pointed out yet another Tangway in that lineup.
Another all-conference player, excellent player, and he's combined with Matt Walensky, a little undersized but a great technician.
That leads us now to our Badger Max keys to the ball game tonight. Terry, how do we have that drawn up?
Well, Oak Creek wants to go no 3-and-outs. They want to do that. Last week, Coach Bartholomew thought they did an excellent job reading their keys, and the other key to the game for them is they want to create some turnovers.
For Mukwonago tonight, what do they need to do?
Well, they don't believe they can allow big plays. Oak Creek has a number of big-time athletes. They can't allow the big plays. They've got to make sure that they finish drives. Coach said last week we left too many points on the field, didn't get them, and more than anything, they have to tackle well in space.
Should be a great matchup here tonight. Oak Creek winning last year's ball game 21-14 at Mukwonago. Can the Indians pull the upset here in Oak Creek? We'll find out. The kickoff coming up next right here on My 24. The high school football season kicks off tonight. It's the Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center. John Weiser and Terry Kelly with you up in the booth. Mike McGivern and Kara down on the sidelines once again tonight from Oak Creek Stadium in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Beautiful night for football, and we'll get things started with our national anthem tonight. It'll be sung by Oak Creek High School junior Summer Klepek.
Tonight's national anthem will be sung by Oak Creek High School junior Summer Klepek.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding job. That's Oak Creek High School junior Summer Klepek with our national anthem. The Army Color Guard out here tonight as well for what will be an exciting game here tonight. The Southeast Conference against the Classic 8 tonight.
Two of the best conferences in the state, no doubt, based on performances year in and year out.
Beautiful night for football, and prior to tonight's game, Andrew Burns of Badger Max Premium Sports Drinks, along with tonight's officiating crew and team captains, took part in the pregame coin toss. And we're proud and excited to have Badger Max, a Wisconsin product, a big part of our Thursday Night Lights telecast this season. Thank you, Andrew. And winning that coin toss tonight was Oak Creek. They have deferred. Mukwonago will receive going left to right here tonight. Temperatures in the 70s, just a light breeze out of the northwest. You couldn't ask for a better night for football.
Nice night, and we'll see that Mukwonago wing T offense now, something that folks haven't witnessed other than last week's game, and we'll see just how well that's going to mesh with Oak Creek's very fine defense.
Again, a reminder that Badger Max Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You'll also find complete game videos and photos from our games all season long. my24milwaukee.com. And the run up and the kick. And running out to about the 25-yard line. Quinn Sportler there to make the tackle for Oak Creek.
Oak Creek has one change in their starting lineup. Number 26, Cameron Sims, a very fine player for them. Rolled an ankle last week, and he's being replaced by Jackson Wagner.
Get a look at the offense for the Mukwonago Indians, that wing T look. And again, Clay Iverson, also the offensive coordinator.
Right, going back to his roots.
He certainly is. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25. Inside handoff. Work it in. Hands of Nate Lesnick on the carry. Colin Siumber, the senior nose tackle there on the stop defensively for the Oak Creek Knights. Look at the Knight defense here. Kind of a 52 look by Coach Bartholomew. We talked about Quillen and Delaney in there, the two leading tacklers coming back from last season. Big change, Cameron Sims not in the lineup tonight. Jackson Wagner will take his place at that corner spot. 2nd down and 8, ball at the 27-yard line. And they'll fake the handoff. Sazowskis wants to throw, going down the middle, has a man out there. The catch is made at the Oak Creek 40 and wrestled down at the 39-yard line. Nice Tangway with the catch, and then it was Jesse Kovensky, the free safety, with the tackle, but a big gain, big play on 2nd down into Oak Creek territory.
One of the reasons they went to the wing T was to take advantage of more passing opportunities, and that was something that Mukwonago felt they needed to do to spice up their offense.
35-yard play, 1st and 10 from the Oak Creek 38. And this is Genrich. Genrich wrestled down in the backfield, going to be thrown for a loss back at the 40-yard line. Joey Martini, the strong safety in there, one of the first to get to Genrich for a loss of 1, back to the 40-yard line, making a loss of 2, back to the 41.
Strung that play out very well, kept it going sideways.
Genrich with a touchdown last week, rushed for 193 yards in the win over Franklin. Second down and 12. Line up in the slot. Again, they'll give it to Lesnick, the fullback. The 5'9" senior buries his head between the hashes, gets inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. It was Will Klebanow there on the stop, the defensive tackle for Oak Creek.
Lesnick last week had 2 big runs that sparked Mukwonago in the second half, and they came back from a 6-0 deficit against Franklin, and so Mukwonago is looking to continue that run game.
Money down here, 3rd down and 10 for the Indians after that big 35-yard play. Facing 3rd and 10 now at the Oak Creek 38. Sosowskis wants to pass, goes over the middle, thrown behind the intended receiver. He's looking for the tight end, Dalton Gillette. Take one more look. It's thrown behind him on a cut route over the middle. I believe that was Kovensky out there on the coverage for Oak Creek.
Yeah, Gillette, only a sophomore, 215 pounds, 6'4". This is one of the things that Coach Iverson was talking about. They can't leave points out on the field. They get downfield, they've got to take advantage.
So 4th down. And the inside trap, and Jacob Boucher nowhere to go. Oak Creek stiffens the defense. Klebanow once again on the stop for Oak Creek, and so the Knights will get the ball over on downs. After that big play, they buckle down and stop Mukwonago.
Oak Creek's defense is a slant 5-2, and you know, folks who follow defenses, they all talk about Michigan slant 5 and everything. Klebanow, not a huge guy, 6'1", 195, but when you're slanting, you can take advantage of your speed.
Now we'll get a look at that veer option. Jacob Sinani will run quarterback here, and he wants to fake a throw, now rolling. Dumps it out, completes the pass across the 45. Good open field tackle at the 46-yard line. Roy Harden on the catch. It was Liam Dolan, the inside linebacker, right with him with the stick.
You'll see that Sinani is kind of the wheel here in terms of their entire offense. He runs very well, he throws well. Last week he was 11 of 21.
Offensive line, as we mentioned, Rozumowski, the junior, anchoring that offensive line. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. They'll hand it off to the wingman Stanky, and Stanky across midfield will get the initial first down. Out across the midfield to the Mukwonago 49. Jesse Schmidt there to make the stop as we take a look at the defense for Mukwonago.
Some real good players in there. A.J. Major's only a sophomore, but Coach Iverson feels he's going to be just an excellent player for him. Third member of that family to play in the defensive line.
Well, this season, first downs are sponsored by Wisconsin Lutheran College, located in Milwaukee, a comprehensive Christian college offering 37 undergraduate majors, an accelerated degree completion program for adult learners, and degree and other graduate degree options. Learn more at WLC.edu. Sack on the play back to the 47-yard line. Matt Walensky, we talked about him in the pregame, steps up big here early.
A real technician is what Coach Iverson says. Coach Dave Adams is their defensive coordinator, and he really liked how last week Mukwonago competed and really put the pressure on Franklin.
I went to the game last week, and it was their defense in the first half that kept them in that ball game. It was a 6-0 game at the half, and Mukwonago got their offense going in the second half. Stanky again coming around the left side across midfield. Drives his way forward across the 45 to about the 43-yard line, short of the first down. We'll bring up 3rd and medium here for Oak Creek. Benzinger, the defensive lineman, in on the stop for the Indians.
As you watch this offense take shape out here, one of the things you'll notice, the wide receivers, the slot backs, all have to block. You're not merely a runner.
Oak Creek facing a critical 3rd down here. 3rd and 4 from the Indian 42-yard line. Single back is Robinson. 3 receivers to the right side. Stanky in motion. He'll get the carry. Fake guy, I should say, by Sinani, and Sinani kept it. Got back to the 41-yard line. Gain of about 1, and now a 4th down facing Oak Creek. Once again, Walensky there on the stop. Quickly, let's head down to our Menard Sideline Report and introduce Mike McGivern tonight.
Hey boys, the first time that I've been doing this that I've seen something like this. Big flat screen TV behind the Oak Creek bench. They have what's called auto replay. They can go back and look at every play on an individual basis. They have the team look at it. I asked one of the coaches, do you guys have the team look? He said normally individual players that we need to coach up a little bit. But full big screen, flat screen TV, and they get to watch every play as they go and then go back to them. It's awesome.
Lowry with the kick gets a nice foot into this one. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 6-yard line. That's where Mukwonago will take over there. Boucher on the fair catch at the 6. There's a story behind that. We were talking to Coach Bartholomew Monday at practice, and what was his theory on that?
Well, Oak Creek, Franklin are kind of a joint school district. Franklin had one last year. It worked very well. Oak Creek said, now it's our turn. And this was not legal until 2 years ago when you could start to do this. And the old line used to be, the camera does not lie. So when somebody says they've done something, you know whether that's true or not.
I think there's some 8mm floating around St. Joseph High School that would prove you right there. The tape did not lie. Coach Carnes did us a favor. 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Little shovel toss that time. Out across the 5, maybe the 7-yard line. It's Hunter Mazer on the carry that time. Shane Effinger, the senior linebacker, there to make the stop.
Hunter Mazer last week also had a number of key catches. So once again, this diversified offense for Mukwonago, and you can see they're moving all kinds of folks. They do a little motion. They'll switch, flip guys from side to side, trying to outflank Oak Creek.
Mazer will line up in a slot here to the near side along with Jake Schertz. 2nd and 7 from the 8-yard line. Sosowski's pump fake, and He'll be wrapped up in the backfield, tackled inside the 5-yard line. John Wright, the defensive end, with penetration and the stop that time for the Knights.
Coach Bartholomew said Wright has been a real pleasant surprise for them. They knew they had a number of seniors coming back, but John has emerged at that defensive end position.
Loss of 6 on the sack of Sazowskis back at the 4-yard line. So 3rd and 13 here facing the Indians.
That wonderful kick by Bowery is maybe going to help flip the field a little bit for Oak Creek and get them better field position if they can hold them.
Try the inside handoff. Gendrich, not much there. Cade Quillen, the 5'10 senior defensive tackle, second leading tackler from a season ago, makes the stop. And now the punting unit on for Mukwonago. Benzinger, Alec Benzinger, does the punting and place kicking. He's got a very strong foot. I was very impressed with him against Franklin last week.
Yeah, starting defensive tackle as well as the kicker.
Gets a good snap. He'll boot it out of his own end zone. Gets off a nice kick. Running up on a Joey Martini. Martini inside the 35, wrapped up shy of the 30-yard line. Good return by Martini. As making the stop was Jacob Marine, and that will take us to our first commercial break of the night. We have a scoreless here in Oak Creek. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Midwest Surgery Center. Scoreless in Oak Creek tonight. 5:07 to go here in the first period. And Indians from Mukwonago and the Oak Creek Knights. Let's head down to the sideline and visit with Kara.
Thank you. I've got Danielle Weber, admissions counselor at Wisconsin Lutheran College, down here with me. Now, can you tell us a little bit about WLC?
So WLC is a Christian liberal arts college. We're right on the border of Wauwatosa and Milwaukee, and we have 38 distinct undergrad majors. We've got graduate programs, and we also have an adult accelerated program.
And what sets you apart from other colleges?
Our mission is really to get ethical leaders out there in the community in whatever job or career fields, that they want to go into.
And where can folks at home find more information about WLC?
Well, first off, we would love to have them for a visit, and if they want more info on that or any of our programs, go to wlc.edu.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and of course to Wisconsin Lutheran College for supporting us for Thursday Night Lights. Back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. False start penalty here on the first snap. Getting good field position here. We'll move Oak Creek 5 yards deeper. Sets up a 1st and 15 from the Mukwonago 35-yard line. Sinani wants to throw. He'll take it upfield. Sinani on the run. And he'll get to the boundary near the 30-yard line. Ushered out by a host of Mukwonago players led by Jesse Schmidt, I should say, the junior linebacker.
Well, Sinani is, running the read option as well as making some real quick decisions in the backfield in terms of whether he could pass or not. Notice that time he pulled that ball down. He saw that all his options were covered, scrambled and got himself, back almost to the line of scrimmage.
Game clock is missing a couple of digits over there, so we're using the game clock in our clock box down in the lower right-hand corner. So 4:59 to go here in this first period. We realize that, so we apologize for that little inconvenience there, but we'll work through it. Terry, we've done worse.
Well, your eagle eye is always able to spot those numbers. Part of growing up playing a lot of cards late at night, probably in Kenosha.
Well, Oak Creek, after giving good field position here, now facing another 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, both teams are, kind of struggling. They're making headway, and then all of a sudden they come up short.
Sinani wants to throw. Rushes on. Pocket breaks down. Still on his feet. Sinani tripped up just inside the 30-yard line. Nice play. Getting there originally, that was Benzinger, the defensive lineman.
It was interesting this week when I went to Mukwonago's practice, they were running what they called scramble drill, not by the offense. They had an offensive scout team running scrambling, and they were working extra hard. How do you stay with your man? At what point do you release him? And holding your lanes. And that really proved to be a strength for them that time.
This is our fancy footwork replay brought to you by Northwest Surgery Center. Minimally invasive surgery for bunions, hammer toes, heel spurs, and other foot and ankle concerns. A timeout being burned here by Oak Creek on 4th down. Mike Bartholomew not too hot, but Mike McGivern's not too hot. He's down on the sideline with this report.
So, guys, listen to the defensive coordinator, defensive coaches from Oak Creek talking about that jet sweep that Mukwonago runs, and he's talking to the Mike linebacker. He's saying, look, why are you hesitating? And I don't mean to keep talking about this, but they turn around and show the play twice, and they said, look, we've worked on this. Why are you hesitating? You've got to get into this gap, just like we talked about all week. And then they showed the play again, and the Mike linebacker shook his head. He said, I got you, coach, and off they went. I love having that screen down here for coaches. It's just a great, valuable tool.
No doubt come the winter, Mike's going to want that for his basketball coaching.
Put it right behind the bench?
Right behind the bench.
This is an interesting call here for Oak Creek. 4th down, you're just inside the 30. Now, we were here during the week of practice. Jenna Dankert is their place kicker, field goal kicker, and she was hitting them from about 30, 35 yards out.
This is probably just a shade outside her reach, but Coach Bartholomew is the offensive coordinator, so.
Sinani wants to throw, winds up, tosses it far side, incomplete. Short hops Ryan Harvey Turner. And so Oak Creek, after handed a beautiful opportunity inside the 35-yard line, will turn it over on downs. Eric Novotny was in coverage there. Now you get a look at that big screen behind the bench and what they're using there as far as the replays for each play.
I know a lot of players back in the day that wouldn't have liked that on the sideline in terms of as we talk to them.
The coaching staff can use it too to kind of realign and move the players around in position. So Mukwonago takes over on downs on their own 27-yard line. Just over 3.5 minutes to go here in a scoreless first quarter. And they'll try again that fullback blast over the left side. Lesnick nowhere to go. Again, stuffed nicely by the interior of that Oak Creek defense. Cade Quillen in there once again, along with Quinn Sportler.
Yeah, they've been holding up very well against that little inside trap that Mukwonago is trying to run. Excellent line play, keeping the shoulders parallel, not facing in, getting kicked out.
No gains. 2nd down, 10 upcoming here. And they'll pitch it out to Ginrich. Gets a nice block on the edge. Gets it across the 30 to the 32-yard line before he is driven back there. Joey Martini there on the stop for Oak Creek. Gain of about 5 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and a long 5 upcoming here for Mukwonago. Gabe Sazowskis, the quarterback, will get them to the line of scrimmage. And they'll hand it off. Jacob Boucher breaking tackles. Boucher with a 1st down and more. Out to midfield and wrestled down just short of the midfield stripe. 18-yard pickup for Boucher, and a Wisconsin Lutheran College 1st down. Joey Martini, the strong safety, brought him down.
Boucher was able to avoid the tackle by John Wright, cut himself upfield, got a good 1st down.
Nice little shifty move there before he was finally brought down at midfield. 1st and 10, Mukwonago. Quick drop by Sazowskis. He'll dump it out, completes to Mazer. Mazer with the catch, just a short gain out to the 48 of Oak Creek. Nate Lutke there on the stop, and once again a Menard sideline report and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, offensive coaches from Oak Creek, Coach Parr talking to these guys, asking about what's going on with the protection, and then Coach Bartholomew came in and said, offensive line, active feet, active hands, and trust me, we're going back to the power game next time we get the ball, so get ready to go. So expect them, Oak Creek, to run the ball a little bit next time they get it.
Minute 15 to go here in the quarter. 2nd down and 8. And they'll hand it off. Ginrich coming around the near side. Nowhere to go, and he'll be brought down for a loss back at the 47-yard line. Martini with a nice job. Also Quinn Sportletter.
One of the things you're seeing with Oak Creek, excellent team speed on defense. They really fly to the ball, kept that runner flat, didn't give him a seam in which he could turn up and gain yards.
Well, before this third down play, I want to let you know Tim Allen plays a family man who tries to maintain his masculinity in a house full of women. It's Last Man Standing, weeknights at 6 and 6:30, beginning September 19th, right here on My 24. 3rd and 13 from their own 47. And we got a penalty marker down, delay a game. It's the back judge throwing the flag. Our crew tonight, Todd Ahall, our referee, Gary Mattson, the head linesman, Scott Riley, our umpire. Jake Mattson is the line judge tonight, and that was Randy Cole, the back judge, timing the play and throwing the flag.
Those are little things that drive coaches nuts. You've already got a long yardage situation, and now you've made it a little bit worse.
And this year we want to thank the great folks at Goodwill. This season when a team drives inside their opponent's 20-yard line, they've entered the Power Zone, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Third and 18. Sazowskis, little play action, wants to set up a screen pass. Flips it back out far side, wide open, down the field. Still on his feet, that's Jacob Boucher with the catch down to the 32-yard line, and a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down.
That was one of the plays they were really working on in practice this week, the little throwback screen. And one of the things going to the wing T, a little bit more in terms of options open to your passing game out of these formations.
Jackson Wagner finally got an arm out there to trip him up. Latter seconds of this first quarter. Mukwonago, their deepest penetration of the game, the Oak Creek 32-yard line. It's Boucher again getting the call. Around the left side, got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe eked out a yard. Klebanel there on the stop, and that will end our first quarter here in Oak Creek. A scoreless first quarter, but Mukwonago driving when we come back to begin quarter number 2. It's Oak Creek hosting Mukwonago. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center. Mukwonago on the move here as we begin quarter number 2 from Oak Creek High School. Oak Creek and the Mukwonago Indians in a scoreless battle. Second down 9 from the Oak Creek 31. Indians going right to left here in this second quarter. Gingrich with the call, has a hole, tries to get the edge. 25, outside 20, 15, 10, 5 to the goal line. Touchdown, Mukwonago.
Gingrich, an excellent sprinter on their track team, and you just saw that speed put to very good use.
31-yard run by Gingrich, his second touchdown of the season. And once he got into that second level, he was gone.
Last week in that very tough game with Franklin, he was battling an ankle injury the whole night, and just a tough, hard-nosed kid who has excellent speed.
Benziger will attempt the extra point. Sazowskis will hold. The long snap coming from Luke Zortman, a junior. Good snap. Benziger splits the uprights. 7-0 Mukwonago. Clay Iverson on the sideline there. So 7-0 Mukwonago, and the Salvation Army would like to recognize Bill Griffith, who has been the volunteer food pantry coordinator for the past several years. Bill and his wife Doris give of their time each week to make sure the pantry is stocked, handling deliveries from Hunger Task Force, and taking part in the weekly serving of families that rely on the pantry to help supplement their everyday living situations. Bill is always willing to lend a hand and make sure each recipient feels welcome. Bill Griffith is a perfect example of doing the most good for the Salvation Army and all those in Oak Creek and the surrounding communities. Bill, congratulations.
Sharing with others, a wonderful example to set for all these young people.
So the first play of the second quarter leads to a touchdown for Mukwonago. And now we'll see, as Mike pointed out, we'll see if that power game now for Oak Creek, what that will do here. Now you see this formation. Now watch what happens here. They'll run up. Well, this time Benziger will kick it. They did not do that last week. They backed up and reloaded. Elijah Robinson has a lane across the 20. Robinson to the 30 and the 32-yard line. Nice return for Elijah Robinson to set up Oak Creek. Dan Crawley on special teams, able to make the play for Mukwonago.
You know, they were using that formation for the kickoff to confuse the blockers, because usually you're assigned on kick return certain guys, and so that can switch the numbers. The only drawback is sometimes when you start that tight, your players stay tight to the middle, and you can get that seam to the outside.
There's Mukwonago's scoring drive, 8 plays, 73 yards. Gingrich with the 31-yard touchdown run. Robinson will line up in the backfield. He will get the call up the middle. Runs right into the arms of the inside linebacker, Connor Anich. Anich, a 5'11", 195-pound senior. He had a pretty good game last week, too.
Right, and you heard Mike tell us that the Oak Creek coaches said we're going to start running our power game, and you've got Joe Muccio at the right tackle, 6'3", 310 pounds. I might be a back and duck myself in under his. And Elijah Robinson, you can't even see him if he's behind Joe Muccio.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Little option, the pitch back. Little rain, there he goes. Roy Harden down the near sideline. One man to beat, will get shoved out at the 5. Roy Harden with a nice gain down to the Mukwonago 5-yard line before he is shoved out of bounds. And Oak Creek set up 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line. 60-yard run by Harden. So 1st and goal, Oak Creek in the power zone tonight. Presented by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Once again, they call Harden's number, and he stumbles his way inside the 5 down to the 2. Roy Harden, 5'9", 175. Honorable mention, all-conference a year ago in the Southeast.
Right, another young man with very good speed. He was also a sprinter on Oak Creek's track team. That was an example of what we talked about at the beginning of the game. They have some excellent athletes. They want to get out in space, and that's what Oak Creek did that time.
2nd and goal. Just inside the 2. Sinani will hand it off, and again the Mukwonago defense stout, able to deny Harden again. Host of Mukwonago Indians there that time. Defense was ready. They were not fooled. One more look. Looked like Liam Dolan was one of the first ones in there to make the initial contact that time for Mukwonago. So now 3rd and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line.
Saw 6 defenders close on him real quickly. It'd be interesting to see if on this play they try to fake the dive, hit one of their excellent receivers.
Great angle here. 3rd and goal. And Sinani gets it in for the touchdown. Oak Creek able to punch it in as they get it set up nicely by the Harden 60-yard run to the 5, and capping it off, Jacob Sinani.
He was 2nd team all-conference last year in the Southeastern Conference. 6'2", 175, showed some very good power there going into the end zone.
Oak Creek did not waste any time climbing back into this one. Jenna Dankert, a junior, 4-sport athlete, will kick the extra point here for Oak Creek. And she gets it up and through. So 65-yard drive. 60 of those by Roy Harden down to the 5-yard line. A very nice sweep play here to the near side.
That quickness that Oak Creek possesses, and you've got Jacob Sinani reading every play, deciding how am I going to do it? Will I give it off, fake that sweep, give it up the middle, fake it up the middle, do the sweep.
Let's head downstairs to Kara.
Hi there, I've got TJ with the Salvation Army down here with me. TJ, can you tell us a little bit about the Salvation Army services?
Sure. Some of the services that we have here in our community are helping others in need through things like our food pantry, which we're here today collecting food from the community. So it's just a blessing to be a part of it.
Well, we of course appreciate you being here. And can you tell us a little bit about the community programs that you offer?
Definitely. Our community programs that we have here in this community service Oak Creek, Franklin, South Milwaukee, all the communities around here. We have about 800 kids in our programs total. everything from after-school care, and right now we're getting ready to do after-school basketball program. So that's starting up in 3 weeks.
Wonderful. Well, we thank you so much for doing the most good and, of course, honoring other individuals for doing the most good, like Billy in our community, and, of course, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights.
Thank you so much.
And back to you.
Kara, thank you so much. Tied at 7 here early in the second quarter. 5 plays, 71 yards in just over 2 minutes. And Sinani with the 2-yard touchdown run. All that set up by the Hardin 60-yard run.
A little scamper around in. You know, once again, sometimes you're feeling real good about having gotten your touchdown, and then the other team responds. And I think that's what we're going to see all night.
Reagan Kessick with the kick. One hop. Picked up by Mazer. Mazer across the 20 to about the 22-yard line before he is stopped there. Jeremy Deering, defensive lineman, out on special teams, able to make the stop. All season long, Mike and Kara will have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, letting you know about the great things going on in the schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. From the 22, 1st and 10, Mukwonago. And it's going to be Sazowskis on the keeper, and defense not faked as he will drop back near the 20-yard line. Joey Martini was there once again. We've called his name a couple of times already tonight. He's stepped up big here for the Oak Creek defense. He's the strong safety. 4 tackles so far on the season. So a loss of 2 sets up a 2nd and 12 as we head to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, you know what? Coach Bartholomew pretty happy with that last drive. Couple of plays he wasn't too happy with. He said, look, lineman, you're leaving a little bit too quick. He said, this is the last thing he said. Way to run the ball, way to play power football. They're going to find out right now what we're all about. So expect more of the same from Oak Creek.
Gengertz with a nice run. Picks up a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down before Jesse Kovensky able to take him out of bounds.
You can see that nice burst that Genrich has as he hits that, plants that foot, turns upfield.
Again, battling through that ankle or calf injury he had last week and fought his way through that. Rushed for 193 yards a week ago against a very, very good Franklin team. It was not a pushover game last week by any stretch. Sazowskis on the scramble. Got it downfield. Ball's up for grabs, and it's thrown short and incomplete. Intended for Nick Tangway. It's thrown short. Lucky that was not picked off. Again, that was Jackson Wagner out there getting the start tonight ahead of Cameron Sims, who's out with an injury.
Yeah, sometimes the quarterback has to say, okay, this isn't open, I'm going to go out. But sometimes that gunslinger comes out looking like a champ. The coaches are going, no, 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 yes.
I thought last week watching them play against Franklin, I thought Sazowskis at times in that first half was just a little tentative with his throws and a little late. We got a timeout taken here by Mukwonago. So that'll stop play with 8:47 to go here in our first half. And, you know, we didn't really touch on it last week, but with conference realignment in play for next year, you know, these rivalry games or these non-conference games such as this one tonight, last week Homestead and Arrowhead aren't going to be able to face each other next year because of the mandatory crossover in week 1 with the Classic 8 and the Greater Metro. So some of these great series over the last couple years are going to come to an end.
Right, the whole question of realignment is a difficult one, and I know everyone is not happy with the final choices, but you're trying to do what you think is best for the majority of schools. And I think one of the negative results, unintended sometimes, is you lose some of these outstanding non-conference games.
This week on Faith in the Zone, former head coach at Clemson, Tommy Bowden, will join Mike McGivern and Pastor Ken Keltner to discuss his faith and how it has affected his life professionally and personally. That's Sunday mornings at 8 and again at 8 Sunday evening, only on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. From the gun, Sazowskis. Now under pressure, Sazowskis gets away from one, can't get away from the second as he's brought down. John Wright, the junior, the defensive end, coming all the way over from his left defensive end spot to chase down Sazowskis for the sack.
We mentioned him a little earlier in this half, and he didn't give up. He just kept coming and working.
So it'll be a loss back to the 29-yard line, sets up a 3rd and 14. Play fake. Sazowskis, and down he goes. Oak Creek not to be fooled again. John Wright, the junior, second straight play he's made on Sazowskis. And so the Indians will be forced to punt.
He was unblocked from the get-go, and no way Sazowskis could get out of that rush.
Alec Benzinger with his second punt tonight. It's off a nice one, end over end that will bounce at midfield, take a favorable Mukwonago roll inside the 40, and will roll dead at the 37-yard line. 42-yard punt that time by Benzinger with no return.
Well, it's kind of interesting. Last year, Gabe Sazowskis only threw 44 passes, completed 20 of them. First 2 weeks of the season, he's come close to that total already. And I think, they're going to have to work to have the right balance for what's going to fit Mukwonago's strengths.
Just over 7 minutes to go here in the first half, and a tie ball game. Oak Creek taking over at their own 37-yard line. Zanani changing the play. Will hand it off. Barreling his way across the 40 out to the 41-yard line is Elijah Robinson. Robinson 17 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown a week ago. That time picks up 4 to set up a 2nd and 6. They'll mark it at the 41-yard line. Robinson again up the middle. Robinson with running room across midfield down to the 46 of Mukwonago. 13-yard run and a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down as Nick Tangway, the outside linebacker, there to make the stop.
Robinson, another young man that can really scoot. 5'8", 180. Last week he rushed for 84 yards.
So that offensive line starting to fire off a little bit here for Oak Creek in these last 2 drives. Knights find themselves in Indian territory at the Mukwonago 46, 1st and 10. Again, a hole up the middle. Taking it down to about the 41-yard line was Robinson once again. Connor Enich there on the stop, the senior inside linebacker.
Raziamowski, the center we featured at the start of the game, 6'2", 275, helping to lead that charge. Excellent line in terms of size. 280 by the left guard, Chastain. 245 by the right guard. Mucho, we mentioned before, at 310. And Matt Chronister, only a sophomore at that left tackle. 255-pound sophomore.
2nd and 5. Run a little sweep play to the short side. And there's also a penalty marker down back at the line of scrimmage. Thrown by the line judge. Wonder if we left maybe an offensive lineman exposed there, not enough receivers up on the line of scrimmage. Yep, that's the call, illegal shift. Backfield in motion that time. So wipe out the run by Stanky, and we'll set up a 5-yard penalty, move it back to the 46-yard line, 2nd and 10. More look here. Stanky may have cut half a count ahead that time. We'll shovel it out, able to gather it in. Harden with a hole. Harden is gone. Taking it to the house in the near corner. Harden in for the touchdown.
We go back and watch this. There were 4 players that were perhaps in a position to make a tackle. His speed took them right out of their arms.
46-yard touchdown run for Roy Harden. He's over 100 yards tonight. One more look, Terry. Yep.
Right
He was
between
gone. Just that quick. 46 yards and a touchdown for Harden. Dankert attempting the extra point, but the play was whistled dead. Jenna Dankert, a junior. We're talking about this at practice the other day. Four-sport athlete. She's the football place kicker here. She's volleyball. Did I hear that right? Softball?
Track,
I'm
shot, and disc.
Track, shot, and disc.
Mike Bartholomew perhaps could be seen sometimes as a hard-nosed guy, and he said, based on those other coaches, I'm the warm teddy bear type of guy in terms of how I react to Jenna.
And she comes to practice she has her like 20-minute drill where she's kicking field goals from various spots on the field. She's in motion as that ball is being snapped. She's right through that ball and kicks that one through. 14-7 Oak Creek, their first lead of the night as we take our break. 5:17 to go here in the second. Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. Roy Harden's 46-yard touchdown run has given the Oak Creek Knights their first lead of the night, 14-7. For all the info on the green and gold, including special guests, players, and more, watch Locker Room. That's Tuesday nights at 6:30 starting September 6th on My Place for Sports, My 24. So the power game returning to Oak Creek has resulted in 2 touchdowns, and they take their first lead. As this kick went off his hand, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Oh, their official threw the flag. Now, it appeared that the receiver from Mukwonago touched that football.
Pretty sure that the Oak Creek coaches would like to see a replay on that, and that's something that you get in high school.
Ooh. So the kickoff going out of bounds. Big break here for Mukwonago. We'll take another look here. Did he touch it or not? We'll let you be the judge.
Ooh, the way the ball took that little twist.
And instead of taking the ball, Mukwonago's going to elect to take the penalty here.
I think he did miss it.
Okay.
That shot from behind, once again, the officials probably about 95 to 98% of the time make the right call. You have to really tip your hat. Difficult task we're asking them to do.
So the 5-yard penalty moves it back to the 35-yard line. Clay Everson banking on his return unit here to push the ball upfield. This is Dragan Kesick, freshman, left footer. Kicks off the line drive. Shea picking his way across the middle. Takes it out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. It's Cade Quillen on special teams coming down the field, make the stop.
Boucher very happy to have gotten that ball out there and not have had it go out of bounds inside his own 10, so breathing a little sigh of relief.
Well, after an impressive scoring drive to open up our scoring tonight, Mukwonago has been bogged down their last 2 drives here.
Right, we've seen that 5-2 defense really toughen up.
Angrich in motion. They'll hand it off to the fullback, Lesnick. Maybe one. Once again, John Wright there to make the stop. He's had a busy night tonight. A pair of sacks, 3 tackles tonight. Here's Coach Bartholomew, Mike Bartholomew. Coaching here at Oak Creek. Head coach at Kenosha Bradford for a few years. Kind of laughed when we told him he was the dean of the coaches in Southeast Conference.
He is.
Hard to believe, and down goes Sazowskis. Another sack here for Oak Creek. It's their 4th one tonight. Nick Delaney, we featured him in our pregame. He's the leading tackler coming back from a year ago.
He's part of that combination with Delaney and Cade Quillen that accounted for over 100 tackles for the Knights last year.
coming on a blitz, and he just took Lesnick and just shoved him aside.
We were commenting, he's listed at 6'1", 205. He might be a shade heavier than that. I think he might have stopped at the buffet once or twice in recent weeks.
Well, another 3rd and long here, 3rd and 14 from their own 37. Play action. Sazowski's going over the middle, has a receiver out there, and it's overthrown, incomplete. It's again looking for Dalton Gillette. I'll check that. That was Tangway. Tangway, the intended target out there as we take a look. Broken up by Wimmer, or Jackson Wagner, I should say. Wagner right with him, step for step. Wagner, a late replacement for Cameron Sims. Sims held out at tonight's ball game with an injury, so it's Jackson Wagner getting the start at the corner. So Benziger on to punt. Gets this one away. Taken by Martini. And he'll get it up to the 35-yard line, and that's it. 5-yard return. Zortman, Luke Zortman, there to make the stop defensively for Mukwonago. 3:42 to go here in our first half, 14-7. Once again, our Menard sideline report, Mike McGivern.
Guys, it never ceases to amaze me how hard some people work on the sidelines that nobody ever talks about. These guys, the managers here at Oak Creek, I'm watching them, and they're hustling. Before the game, I said to Morgan, who's the spokesperson? She goes, I am. And I said, good, I want to interview. She goes, Ben is. Hey, guys, you guys work awfully hard. How many years you been doing this?
This is my second year.
Second year, and your first name?
This is my first year.
And what's your first name?
Natalie.
Natalie, Ben, how long you been doing this?
Third year now.
Third year?
First year.
First year. Ben's kind of the guy. He's the spokesperson. He's been here 3 years. I got to tell you, watching them work on the sidelines is awesome. They care a lot about this football team and this program. Guys, thanks for your work. There you go. Back to you.
Mike, thank you. Zach Reeder on the carry.
Reeder, one of the things you have to be conscious of if you're Mukwonago, he has been known to throw the halfback pass. That was a big play for him last week.
Little swipe play with Robinson and then the pitch back to Reeder.
And you can see they fake that dive and all of a sudden they pull it out. They've been running the power game. Now they get the pitch. They can get to the outside very quickly.
Another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down here for Oak Creek near midfield. Expression says it all there on Clay Iverson's face. Robinson picks his way through inside the 35, down to the 29-yard line is Elijah Robinson, I should say. Dawson Parker finally brought him down, and Robinson slow to get up.
Might have fallen on the ball. You see him holding his stomach. One of those things that Coach Iverson said they needed to do well was tackle in space. And there's an example. It's a tough chore for that defensive back when you've got someone as shifty as Robinson.
So Robinson being tended to. Looks like he rolled over on the football. Let's see. He's now up under his own power. Yeah, fell right on top of the football. Well, coming up at halftime, we'll highlight this week's Scholar Athletes, and Kara has a chance to talk with a few of our sponsors tonight. That's all coming up during our halftime report here in Oak Creek.
Mukwonago needs to stop this drive real quickly, otherwise Oak Creek's momentum is really going to change the course of the game.
Robinson picking up a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. They will spot it at the 29 of Mukwonago, 1st and 10 Oak Creek. This time they'll give it to the fullback, Anthony Angeli. Angeli 5'9", 160. Connor Anich there to make the stop. And good to see Elijah Robinson back in there now. Sitting out that one play there. You see the coaches with their signal boards out there now. That's popular across the high school and colleges now.
Oops.
Penalty markers down. Play continues. Stop for no gain.
We have the two slot men both going in motion at the same time.
Legal shift. So Mukwonago will push them back 5 yards here, set up a 2nd and 15. Here's a good look at Elijah Robinson, 5'8", 180, a junior.
One of the plays that Oak Creek was working on this week during practice was a little reverse. They wanted to take advantage of how Mukwonago likes to fly to the ball. So let's see if they'll reach into the bag of tricks at this time of the game.
Well, I saw Charger, Oregon. That must be what it is. Play fake to Robinson, toss back. This is Harden. Harden with a good strong run inside the 25-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 24. Good gain there for Harden. He's had quite a night, just a few touches tonight. Dan Crawley there to make the stop.
Yeah, excellent block out there. A long time that Ben Stanky had to ride his man. All-state baseball player. You can see Ben get out here. See him holding that block defender out of play.
So to bring up 3rd and 5 from the Mukwonago 24-yard line. Robinson the single back. Sinani, little hitch and go. Man out there, caught, touchdown. Ryan Harvey Turner with the catch.
Lost his balance.
Lost his balance on the track, and let's hope he's okay. Beautiful little hitch and go that time with the wide receiver, Ryan Harvey Turner. Made the catch, and he got a little shove from behind that time, it looked like, from Dawson Parker. Take one more look here, that little shoulder hitch, and then lets it go. Beautifully thrown ball. And Parker with that shove in the back threw Harvey Turner off balance, and then he got into that track area with those cleats, and that's like walking on ice.
Well, last year, that was always one of the big discussions in the NFL. Was that a catch all the way through the play as opposed to not being a complete catch?
Looking at it, a 25-yard touchdown. Here's the catch. He has it in, clearly in the end zone, and at least 2 or 3 steps into the end zone, and then that shove.
Yeah, it wasn't being done maliciously or anything like that. And he had a key catch last week off that halfback pass.
So Ryan Harvey Turner back on his feet, the junior, with the touchdown catch. And the extra point pending here, and Oak Creek's going to go up 2 scores.
Yeah, last week Ryan had 8 catches, 143 yards and a touchdown.
Jenna Dankert on for the extra point. Zach Reeder will hold. Good snap. Dankert fires through the football and through the uprights. 21-7 Oak Creek. Late here in our second quarter. So Mukwonago down 2 touchdowns here. A 4-play, 65-yard drive. The 25-yard reception by Harvey Turner.
Well, Mike Bartholomew pointed out last week's game, Jenna's kicks, all 3 of those extra points when they were playing Falls, makes it 21-3, and now you miss any of those extra points, you're giving them a chance to move ahead, but now it's going to be a 3-score game for them.
So Oak Creek taking control here late in this first half. Clay Iverson on that Mukwonago sideline. Also the offensive coordinator back in that role this year.
Switched hats from the defensive side of the ball, went back to what he had done at Pewaukee. Did an excellent job with their program. He's come into Mukwonago. Really engenders quite a bit of excitement with his team.
Kessick, the left foot kicker. Boucher from his own 12. Across the 15 to the 20. Tries to spin out of a tackle and is stood up at the 22-yard line. Jeremy Deering able to take him down on special teams. And Mukwonago with 2 timeouts, 1:56 to go here in this first half. They'd like to get something going quick here. And again, as we said in the keys to the game, don't leave points on the field here.
Right. Oak Creek has responded very well after Mukwonago got that score. Come back, 3 scores themselves.
21 unanswered by the Knights here in this second quarter. Gingrich in motion. Will be the fullback. Lesnick out near the 30-yard line. Kovensky there on the stop for Oak Creek. Nice little run by Lesnick. Gets 7. Sets up a 2nd and 3. Clock rolling, minute 38 to go. Cizauskas will work from the gun. Gingrich on the handoff. Around the right side. Should have enough for a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Cade Quillen there on the stop. And it is indeed a first down. Clock will stop while they reset the chains on that far sideline with a minute 23 to play. Now we'll see Mukwonago go into the hurry up here. Cizauskas, quick toss near side, complete. Mazer across the 40 and gets out of bounds. Nice catch over the shoulder that time by Hunter Mazer. Nick Delaney able to roll him out of bounds. It'll stop the clock with a minute 14 to play here in the half.
Coach Iverson signaling in the plays. You can see all the Mukwonago players have the wristbands with the plays so that the linemen know what their calls happen to be.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
Close up.
Mazer will split out to the right side. Tight set at the line of scrimmage. And Gingrich trying to come around the right side. Not going to get there. Wrapped up nicely that time. Quillen again on the stop. We've talked about him tonight. He's one of our keys to the game, key players to watch.
Yeah, he and Delaney are tackling machines, and we've seen John Wright have an excellent game as well for Oak Creek.
Loss of 3. 3rd and 4. Pitch and go coming down the near sideline. Here it comes, and it's broken up, knocked away, incomplete. Jake Schertz, the split end, the intended target. Looked like Nate Lutke, the corner, out there to break it up for Oak Creek, and there is that a flag down there? We do have a flag down here at midfield. Right in front of the Oak Creek bench. So ineligible. Let's take another look here. We have a lineman downfield. Cizauskas took a shot.
Cade Quillen.
Yeah. So ineligible receiver downfield. That penalty declined. Brings up 4th and 4 for Mukwonago with 45 seconds to play here in our first half. Benzinger on the punt. He's been busy here in this second quarter.
Well, Oak Creek's not dropping anybody back to receive the punt. They're making doggone sure that Mukwonago kicks it.
Takes a nice Benziger bounce inside the 10 and will roll dead at the 5.
Helps your punt average.
Certainly does. 54-yard punt with no return. So just over half a minute to go here in our second quarter. Oak Creek with 21 unanswered here, leading by 14.
And equally impressive has been Oak Creek's defense. They have really responded well. You can see their team defensive speed has served them very, very well.
I'll go back to that drive in the first quarter. Mike McGivern reported on, Coach Bartholomew really challenging his offensive line. We're going to get back into that power game. Boys, be ready. And since that opportunity, Oak Creek has jumped on that and taken advantage of it. Sinani will hand it off. Robinson breaking a couple of tackles, trying to get the edge. Robinson near side across the 15, tripped up just across the 20, out to the 22. 17-yard run for Robinson. That'll be a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Eric Novotny able to make the stop. And there again, our Fancy Footwork replay brought to you by Northwest Surgery Center. Minimally invasive surgery for bunions, hammer toes, heel spurs, and other foot and ankle concerns.
Looks like Coach Bartholomew is willing to let the clock run out in the half.
Comfortable with that 21-7 lead that he will take into the locker room here in Oak Creek. Impressive second quarter here. 21 points put on the board by Oak Creek. They lead it 21-7 as we've reached halftime here in Oak Creek. 21-7, Oak Creek over Mukwonago. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. And welcome back to our halftime report here on Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by the Northwest Surgery Center. We're in Oak Creek tonight, and the Oak Creek Knights, 21 unanswered points in that first half. They lead Mukwonago 21-7. Well, tonight we'd like to highlight two special student athletes. My 24 is proud to present our Scholar Athletes of the Week nominees. From Mukwonago High School, this week's Scholar Athlete is Zach Ginrich. Zach competes in football, basketball, and track, carries a 3.62 GPA. He was honorable mention all-conference in football last year, as well as being a part of the track team that won the Triple Crown. He was placed twice at the state track meet in the 4x100, and he was second in 2015 and fourth in 2016. Zach is part of the Students Against Violence Everywhere Club and teaches Sunday school at St. John's Lutheran Church. And from Oak Creek High School, this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week is Quinn Sporliter. Quinn participates in football and swimming and carries a 3.8 GPA. Quinn is a 2-year starter at inside linebacker, and according to Coach Bartholomew, quote, he's a smart player that reads his keys. He plays fast because he processes information so quickly. Each week we'll be highlighting Scholar athletes who achieve great things on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. And congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. 21-7, Oak Creek on top of Mukwonago. Let's head down to our sideline, and it's Andrew Burns with Kara.
Thank you so much, guys. Of course, I've got Andrew down here with me, the face of Badger Max. Isn't that right?
That's right, that's right.
And how does it feel to be in the community and a part of Thursday Night Lights?
Well, it's awesome because we're a local brand. We want to stay with that local touch with the high schools, with the athletes and the coaches, so it's a perfect fit.
Well, we're, of course, happy to have you. And can you tell the folks at home a little bit about Badger Max?
Yeah, so Badger Max, it's a local product made in Wisconsin, sold in Wisconsin. Third less sugar, a cleaner, we have less ingredients, so it's kind of a better for your brand. And we're very proud that we're made in the state.
Of course. And where can folks at home find out any more information about where you're going to be in the community or where they can find Badger Max?
Absolutely. So we're at Woodman's, Sendik's, Roundy's, Pick and Saves, Quick Trips, and then you can go to badgermax.com.
Well, thank you so much, of course, for being a part of Thursday Night Lights. Of course, everybody else is happy that you're here. Thank you so much for all of your support.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kara.
Back to you.
Andrew Burns and Kara, thank you so much. 21-7, Oak Creek on top of Mukwonago. More of our halftime programming coming up next. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. To our halftime report here on Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by the Northwest Surgery Center. 21-7, Oak Creek on top of the visitors from Mukwonago. We head downstairs to Kara. It's her honor to present his honor, the mayor.
That's right. I have the mayor of Oak Creek, Mayor Steve. Thank you so much for inviting My 24 and Thursday Night Lights into your backyard. How does it feel?
This is exciting, and football's back. Oak Creek's a great football team. We're so happy to have you guys here. Thursday Night Lights is where it's at this year, and we're really, really excited about this season.
Well, and this is a really close game and, of course, a highlight for both of the schools here. Can you tell us a little bit more about what else is going on in the community?
I mean, there's so much going on. Oak Creek is on a great progression lately. We've added IKEA as our newest story. We're adding new hotels, new restaurants, Bel Air Cantina, Pizza Mat opens soon. Lots of cool stuff happening. Lots of people moving to Oak Creek. Love the story of the city and the way it's shot up, so we're really excited, and we're really happy that you're here.
Well, and we're really happy that you could join us on a night like tonight. It's a beautiful night. So thank you again for inviting us into your backyard.
Absolutely. Welcome to Oak Creek.
And back to you guys.
Kara and Mayor Steven Scafidi, thank you so much. 21-7, Oak Creek on top of Mukwonago. Back with more after this. Welcome back. Our halftime report here on Badger Max Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Northwest Surgery Center. 21-7, Oak Creek on top of Mukwonago, week number 2 of the high school football season. Time now for our U.S. Army interview, and to the sidelines we go with Kara.
That's right. Another honorary member of our community. I've got Sergeant McManus here with the United States Army. Now, I understand that you've played football. How did playing youth sports prep you for being in the Army?
Well, definitely discipline. Gives you a good work ethic. And you're part of an organization that's bigger than yourself. So that transitions really well into the Army because I think we're one of the biggest teams in America. So
you went from a little team to a bigger team. And what are the qualifications for joining the Army?
Well, first you need to be physically qualified. You have to have a good moral background and mentally qualified as well.
And for anybody who's interested in gaining information on the Army or joining, where can they go for that information?
They could go to goarmy.com or any recruiting station out here in the greater Milwaukee area.
Well, again, thank you for being a part of Thursday Night Lights and, of course, all that you do for our country. And back to you guys.
Kara, thank you so much. Sergeant Sean McManus, we want to thank you for your service to your country. That leads us now to our halftime highlights, brought to you by the U.S. Army, Army Strong. And Mukwonago got on the board first. Gingrich with the 31-yard touchdown run.
Little counter play. They got the flow the one way. He cut back.
They opened up the scoring. They led 7-0, but then Oak Creek came storming back. Big plays. The 60-yard run set up this touchdown run here by their quarterback, Sinani.
Excellent. He did his read. Now he does the pitch, and you see Harden plant the foot, scoot upfield.
Harden with the 46-yard touchdown run. That made it 14-7, and Oak Creek was not done. They got a late touchdown here toward the end of the second quarter. A beautiful pass play. Little hitch and go.
Sinani connects with Harvey Turner, Ryan Harvey Turner. Made that Oak Creek fan very happy.
Our halftime highlights brought to you by the U.S. Army, Army Strong. 21-7, Oak Creek Strong tonight. Back with our third quarter right after this on My 24. Oak Creek Knights with 21 unanswered points in the second quarter, and they've opened up a 21-7 lead over the Mukwonago Indians as we get set to begin our third quarter tonight in Oak Creek. Final tune-up, both teams heading into conference play next week. Mukwonago heading out to take on Waukesha South. As we take a look at some of the numbers here in this first half, and pretty dominant here by the Knights.
Right, and between Roy Harden and Elijah Robinson, they've been racking up good yardage on the ground.
If anything, 5 penalties. Really, if you want to look for a point as a coach, you want to point at something and say something you got to improve on. The penalties there for Oak Creek, but for Mukwonago, what do they need to do to get back into this ball game?
Well, they responded well last week after being down 6-0 to Franklin, but right now they're going to have to find a way to get a little more balance. They've been trying to pass the ball, but quarterback has been under such tremendous pressure that it just hasn't worked.
I know in the keys to the game tonight, I know Clay really hammered home, can't allow the big plays, and they gave up 3 big plays here tonight, and 2 of them led to touchdowns.
Well, you've got only 12 rushes for, giving almost 180 yards of offense to Oak Creek, so they've got to stop that big play.
And for Oak Creek here in the second half, I think they've got to be disciplined in reading their keys. That might be key here in the second half.
Right, we have to see if, something in the bag of tricks that Clay can do to kind of jet start this offense. But right away, Oak Creek's going to get the ball, so the defense has to get on the field and make something happen quickly for Mukwonago.
Clay Iverson, as you see in your picture, we kind of jokingly refer to him as the Energizer Bunny on that sideline. He's got to coach up his team here, keep them in this ball game. And notice that last week they got off to a little bit of a sluggish start against Franklin, but then really came alive, particularly in that second half. I thought they got the one key play in that second half was that blocked field goal by Novotny that really, I thought, turned the momentum back in their favor.
Right, that was followed by an excellent run by Lesnick and set up a touchdown. But right now, after getting off to a pretty good start, Mukwonago has been mired down, and they have to figure a way to just somehow get that offense started again.
Time now for our Goodwill interview, and once again, here's Kara.
Thank you so much. I've got Cheryl Lightholder with Goodwill here with me. Now, Cheryl, what makes Goodwill Goodwill?
When you shop and donate at a Goodwill store and donation center, you are really supporting our mission, which is to provide training, employment, and other support services for individuals who have disabilities or disadvantages who are seeking greater independence. And we've been very successful at that. Last year, we served nearly 70,000 men and women through our various services and put into employment 8,300 individuals.
Well, that's fantastic. And what makes Goodwill such a great place to go to for back to school shopping?
Well, when you've got back to school shopping, I mean, shopping at Goodwill, you can really get a lot of great items for much less. From trendy clothing to accessories to backpacks and books, anything a student going back to school needs, they can pretty much find at a Goodwill store and donation center. And what's really great for students who are shopping on Saturdays, it's our student day, and if they are Club Goodwill Rewards members, they receive 10% off their entire purchase.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Thursday Night Lights, and back to you guys.
Kara and Cheryl, thank you so much. And we would like to thank the folks at Goodwill, because this season, when a team drives inside their opponent's 20-yard line, they have entered the Power Zone, brought to you by Goodwill and the Power of Work. Thank you for fine folks at Goodwill for coming on board their second season with us here on Badger Max Thursday Night Lights, presented by Northwest Surgery Center. So big second half here. Mukwonago's got to step it up. Oak Creek's going to get the ball here to start this second half. There's Coach Mike Bartholomew, the head coach here at Oak Creek. And 8-3 record a year ago. They got up into the second level of the playoffs.
They ran into Muskego, I believe, who had a very good night. And Mike Bartholomew has always had very strong teams at Oak Creek. They really pride themselves on their toughness and their intensity, and that's something he's tried to breed into them.
Oak Creek winning the coin toss, and we'll get the football here to start this second half. 21 unanswered in that second quarter. Took a 7-0 deficit and opened up a 14-point lead here. The other side, the Mukwonago Indians getting coached up. Different look. We talked about the T formation that they're using. They're trying to throw the ball a little bit more and balance off their attack. And
yeah, they got off to a decent start. But a couple times they got into about the 30, 35-yard line in Oak Creek territory and weren't able to get those points on the board. And sometimes when you don't get that, payoff right away, kids start to get a little bit of doubt.
Again, a reminder that Badger Max Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from our games all season long. Benzinger will kick it away. Drives this one inside the 5 to Robinson at the 2. Up the middle to the 15 and met at the 15-yard line and driven back there. Good special teams tackle that time. Jake Schiertz there defensively. So good look here. Good open field tackle on Robinson.
Got some help there from Hunter Bordeaux. The two guys pinched that ball carrier, kept him right in the middle of that field.
The Oak Creek offense taking advantage of some big plays in that first half. Will go to work here from their own 16-yard line. And coming around the near side. And Ben Stanky from the sweep, and it's Jesse Schmidt that made the tackle, the outside linebacker for Mukwonago. Mukwonago, that 3-4 defensive look. Dave Adams is their defensive coordinator this season.
Right, and one of the things that we saw at Oak Creek's practice, Mike Bartholomew worked with the offensive lineman. He was really working on the specifics of 3 lateral steps, get that position on that defensive lineman.
2nd and 6. Robinson getting the call. Elijah Robinson picks up a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Liam Dolan with the inside linebacker on the stop. And again, this season, first down sponsored by Wisconsin Lutheran College, located in Milwaukee, a comprehensive Christian college offering 37 undergraduate majors and accelerated degree completion program for adult learners and graduate degree options. You can learn more. Simply go to WLC.edu. 1st and 10 Knights at their own 27-yard line. Stanky in motion, bobbled the snap. Harden got it, and then he's driven back for a loss. The timing of that play messed up just a little bit. Kind of odd to Razumowski and Sinani having trouble with that snap. Schmidt again there on the stop.
Yeah, it looks like Sinani was not quite clean with the ball and couldn't get the handoff to Roy Harden.
So it'll be a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Just underway here in our third quarter from Oak Creek High School tonight. A final non-conference tune-up for both schools. Mukwonago heading into the Classic 8 League next week. Oak Creek into Southeast Conference play. As Sinani on the keep. Across the 25, maybe the 27-yard line. Matt Walensky there to make the stop for Mukwonago.
Yeah, that's that veer option. Sinani's going to ride that back into the line. He's going to see if the defensive lineman commits to that back, and then he's going to pull it out, try to go one hole wider. It's critical now for Mukwonago. Force a punt, get the ball back right away.
At those 5 yards back, makes it a 3rd and 10 for Oak Creek. Their opening possession here of this third quarter. Mukwonago showing blitz. They'll pitch it out to Harden. Harden through traffic trying to get the corner, and he'll get out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Took a smack as he ran it out of bounds. Alec Benzinger with the drill that time on Harden.
Now that was a case where they looked like they had him boxed in, but you've got to make those tackles in the open field. Harden almost scooted free again.
Well, there you get the stop. If you're a Mukwonago fan, you get the stop here. At least force the punt. David Browie, the junior, averaged just a shade under 40 yards last week. Boucher, the single man, back to receive. It'll be a short punt. Boucher yelling to get away from it. It'll go out of bounds near midfield. Let's see where they mark it here. They'll mark it out at the 50-yard line, so just a 20-yard kick. So Mukwonago set up nicely here at midfield for their opening possession of the second half.
It's exactly what Mukwonago needed to get themselves jet started here for the second half. Be interesting to see what Clay decides is his opening play.
We apologize again. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty with our broadcast here tonight, so be patient. We're working to get that cleared up. 1st and 10, Mukwonago from midfield. Lesnick will get the call. And he will get about 4, maybe 5 on the play. Colin Siamber there, the senior. Lesnick 5'9", 195, a senior. Touchdown last week. Rushed for over 100 yards against Franklin. Picks up 5 here, sets up 2nd and 5.
Be interesting to see if Coach Iverson's going to follow a little bit of the playbook established by Coach Bartholomew and try to grind out some yardage on the ground.
Officials have stopped play here. We got a player, a little bit of a cramping issue on the sideline here, and that's why play was held up. 2nd down and 5 from the night 45. Gingrich trying to get the corner here on the edge. Near side 40, 35, still on his feet, dances inside the 30 and is wrestled down near the 20-yard line. Good run by Gingrich that time. Picks up a Wisconsin Lutheran College 1st down. Quillen there to make the stop for Oak Creek.
Gingrich showing a combination of both speed and balance as he goes around end.
Tried to cut it at the hash mark. There was nothing there and then bounced it outside. Again, a fancy footwork replay brought to you by Northwest Surgery Center. Minimally invasive surgery for bunions, hammer toes, heel spurs, and other foot and ankle concerns. Not much running room there for Boucher. Like Dorn was there to make the stop. They've gotten back to the line of scrimmage or perhaps even lost a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and a good 10 here for Mukwonago. Again, this is Lesnick. Nate Lesnick on the carry. Inside the 20, down to the 19. As we head down to the sideline, our Menards sideline report with Mike McGivern.
Hey, you know how I said how great that screen was? for the coaches, not great for the players sometimes. Coach Bartholomew, watching that screen, really challenging those offensive linemen to not only hit somebody, but to play with more intensity. That screen was not great for the line.
Well, Mike is always about intensity on the sideline. Bartholomew, Coach Bartholomew. 3rd down and long. They'll try the short side and nothing doing there. Genrich on the carry. Again, John Wright, the 205-pound junior, celebrating a birthday tonight.
Kind of a special day, 17. That came to us via social media. 6 tackles so far this game.
He is having a great night tonight, celebrating that birthday. Loss of 1 sets up 4th and 9 here for Mukwonago. They will try the field goal. They need points. Benziger has a pretty strong foot. This will be a 37-yard attempt from the near hash. Good spot. Sazowski gets it down. Benziger threw the ball and hits the left upright and no good. Certainly had the distance, but hit the upright and bounced away, no good. So Mukwonago turned away here in this 3rd quarter. Remains a 21-7 ball game. Boy, they really needed to get points on that drive.
Yeah, Coach Iverson had talked about, when we met with him, have to finish drives. You can't miss getting these points.
And tried to just fit that one in off the left, inside the left upright. And the old John Madden doink right off the top of it there. So Oak Creek will get the ball at their own 20-yard line. 7:16 to go here in our 3rd. The Knights in command here. Sinani wants to throw. Looking deep, has a man out there, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Looking for Harvey Turner. Ryan Harvey Turner, the intended target. Caught a touchdown pass earlier tonight. In coverage, Dan Crawley for Mukwonago.
He initially had him open and just couldn't quite make the connection.
And last week, 8 catches for 143 yards and a touchdown for Ryan Harvey Turner. Touchdown catch tonight as well. 2nd and 10, Oak Creek. Robinson trying to bust up the middle. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 6 for Robinson. It'll set up a 3rd and 4. Alec Benziger there make the stop for the Indians.
Yeah, initially, they look like they have this play jammed up, but Robinson just keeps those feet churning, keeps driving ahead. You can see the big center, Owen Razumowski, driving off that nose man for Mukwonago.
3rd and we'll call it 5 here for Oak Creek. There's that option pitch. Back with it is Reeder. Reeder will get the 1st down out near the 40-yard line. Zach Reeder, just his 2nd carry tonight, brought down by Dan Crawley. That should be enough. Let's see here, penalty marker down. We might be bringing this one back for a hold.
Right, initially it looked like they were going to be able to stop that play for about a 2-yard gain and perhaps force the punt. But the Oak Creek backs have got that real quick move. They lower the shoulders and get upfield.
Todd Ahol, our referee tonight, and indicates a holding penalty here against Oak Creek. So it negates the 1st down. See if we get it right here. Might be right there. Troy Chmielewski may have had too much jersey that time, trying to set up the edge for Reeder. So 10 yards from the spot of the foul will make it a 3rd and 12 here for Oak Creek. Stanky coming around on the sweep. Stanky breaking tackles. Stanky will get the 1st down out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. A Wisconsin Lutheran College 1st down for Ben Stanky. Benziger finally brought him down.
You know, you've got that sideline, and they weren't able to force him quite out of bounds.
Good maneuver there by Stanky. Immediately when he got that handoff, knowing he was coming to the near sideline, see where he put that ball right in his left arm. Sometimes you get that handoff, and if you're you're right-handed, you like to carry it right-handed. You got to make that switch over to the left side, keep that ball to the boundary side.
Mukwonago tacklers have to wrap up, not just try to drive a shoulder into that back.
1st and 10, Oak Creek. And they'll try and run that ball up the middle with Robinson. Not much there. Got a couple that time. Benzinger, 6 tackles tonight for Mukwonago. There you see Benzinger. 6'1", 230, a senior.
And we mentioned a little earlier that Oak Creek was hoping to take advantage of how fast Mukwonago tries to fly to the ball. Be interesting to see if they come back with a reverse or a counter to try to take advantage of the slant by the Mukwonago defense.
Sinani up the middle. Sinani makes his way out to the 44-yard line, close to a first down. Dawson Parker there to make the stop, and it is indeed a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down.
Mukwonago had him in a 3rd and long situation and let him get that key first down to keep this drive alive. Now you're going down to that 5-minute mark. You know, you're slowly eating the clock, not giving Mukwonago a chance to get back in the game.
From their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10, Oak Creek. Robinson working the right side, takes it out to midfield. Elijah Robinson with a touchdown tonight. 5'8", 180, a junior. Once again, Benzinger there on the stop.
Got a pair of seniors on that line. Nate Grant at right guard, 245-pound senior. Joe Muccio, a 310-pound senior. Elijah's following those 2 guys, leading the way.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Knights from midfield. Reeder again coming around on the sweep. Reeder will dance his way out across the 45 and out of bounds at the Mukwonago 44-yard line. Another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Anich there to make the stop for the Indians. Yeah, that 3rd and 12, he had him stopped and thinking he could make the stop there, get the ball back, but let the fish off the hook, as they would say, right? 1st and 10, Oak Creek. Sinani with the option. He'll keep it and darts out of bounds shy of the 35-yard line. Ushered out by Parker. He'll stop the clock with 4:03 to go here in the 3rd. Again, Sinani reads every play with that veer option, so he's checking to see. He's got a running back usually with him in case he decides to pitch. Robinson smacked at the line of scrimmage. Boy, he was drilled immediately. I think it was Benzinger again who got there and introduced himself to Mr. Robinson. And Elijah's going to sit out a play here, collect his thoughts, and get the number of that train that just ran him over. 3rd and 6 here for the Knights. Again, another key 3rd down. Stanky coming around the near side. First down and more. Stanky near the 25-yard line and out of bounds. A 12-yard pickup and another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. They've had much success with that Ben Stanky sweep here tonight.
Right, they've had good success overall getting to the outside. They seem to outflank Mukwonago, and with the team speed that they possess, it's really served them well.
So another 3rd and long situation converted by Oak Creek on this drive. Boy, they have just chiseled the time off the clock here. 3:23 to go here in the 3rd, up 21-7, and driving here on Mukwonago. Stanky again to the short side. Cuts it upfield. May have gotten a couple.
Well, as we talked about a little earlier, Coach Bartholomew working those offensive linemen to get those lateral steps so they can hook that defender inside, get that corner, and get upfield for the big gains.
Benzinger was there again. Tackle number 9 tonight for Mr. Benzinger.
And we know what an excellent player he is as well as a kicker.
Gain of 4, second down, a long 6 here for Oak Creek. Stanky again, this time he's going to be met in the backfield. Good play there. Dawson Parker there immediately to make the stop. Had that one read nicely. There'll be a loss back to the 31-yard line.
Here's another one of those critical third downs from Mukwonago. This is what they've had tough time with this quarter.
Giving up 4 third downs here in this third quarter. Call it the money down. Got to win that down to have a chance. 3rd and 11 from the 31. There's that halfback option. They're going to go over the middle looking for Ryan Harvey. Turner got it. Touchdown, Oak Creek.
We saw
that. Yep, we did.
We talked about that early in the first half. Something that they love. And Zach Reeder is their backup quarterback as well. He's been getting some turns at running back during the game, so they want to get him in 2 or 3 series so they're used to him. They kind of forget about the halfback pass.
After a steady diet of Stanky on the sweep, they go outside. Ryan Harvey Turner, his second touchdown grab of the night, and Oak Creek has taken full control here, up 20. Jenna Dankert on for the extra point. Good snap. Drives that football wide left. Just missed. We'll take a break. 20-point lead for Oak Creek, 27-7 over Mukwonago. Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. "27 unanswered points by Oak Creek. We're late here in the third quarter. They lead at 27-7. We head down to our Menard sideline interview and Kara.
Thanks again. I've got Stephanie with Northwest Surgery Center down here with me. Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit about Northwest Surgery Center?
Yes, at Northwest Surgery Center, we specialize in minimally invasive foot and ankle surgery, which can include bunions, hammer toes, and heel spurs. This would give you less downtime and a quicker recovery.
And if anybody is interested in looking into Northwest Surgery Center for their procedure, where can they go?
They can go to northwestsurgerycenter.com.
Well, thank you so much for joining me down here on the field, and of course for Northwest Surgery Center being a part of Thursday Night Lights.
Thank you.
And back upstairs.
Kara, thank you so much. Boy, Boucher got smacked on that return. He did not make it to the 25-yard line.
About 3 Oak Creek coverage people just spotted him.
Well, Mukwonago needs to go to work here. Down 27-7 late here in the third. From their own 25, Sazowskis sends Boucher in motion. He'll keep it himself and nowhere to go. Wrapped up immediately on the play. Olin Sporliter, our Scholar Athlete of the Week nominee from Oak Creek, with the stop.
Little assist by Mr. John Wright, who's also been very active tonight.
Mukwonago in a hurry up. Second down and 10. They'll try and toss it. Gingrich trying to get the edge. Check that. It might be Mazer. That is Mazer with the carry. Mazer getting it out just shy of the 29-yard line. So a 3rd and 7 upcoming here with 1:45 to go. Quickly down to the sideline once again, Mike McGivern.
So, guys, prior to the game, talking to Coach Bartholomew, I said, what am I looking for tonight? Anything special? He said, you know what? We've got a backup quarterback that we run a little reverse with, and he's been throwing it really well. He said, you might want to watch for that. Well, we just saw it look pretty good to me.
Yes, indeed. We watched that a little bit in practice. We were talking with Coach Bart this week, and said that was the wrinkle we were looking for. As Gingrich stopped shy of the first down. 4th and a long 3 here, maybe 4 here for Mukwonago, and down 27-7. I would expect they would go for it here.
Yeah, Zach Gingrich working real hard. He's just not getting helped out. The blocking has not been there probably for almost 2 quarters.
Player late getting into the huddle here. Back judge is already counting it down here. They got to get this play away. They just beat the play clock here as once again Oak Creek defense swarming to the football and stopping Gingrich short of the first down. The Knights will take over on downs. Looks like Jeremy Daring there on the stop. Well, listen to the Wendy's Varsity Blitz Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores this Saturday morning starting at 10. Union Grove head coach Craig McClellan will join Mike McGivern and Tom Schwittel to discuss Bronco football and that very tough Southern Lakes Conference. Only on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. And we'll see it at Southern Lakes Conference in 2 weeks. We will have the Burlington at Waterford matchup in Waterford in 2 weeks.
It's a key contest in that league to determine the champion. Waterford has been ruling the roost the past couple of years.
Sinani will hand it off. It's Anthony Angeli with his second carry tonight. Connor Anich there on the stop for Mukwonago. Gain of about 2 sets up 2nd and 8. Oak Creek's just going to sit in the huddle here and let this third quarter come to an end. Well, after trailing 7-0 going into the second quarter, Oak Creek has responded with 27 unanswered points. They lead it here 27-7. We head to the fourth. We'll have it for you right after this. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center right here on My 24. The Oak Creek Knights out of the Southeast Conference leading the Classic 8 rival. Mukwonago tonight 27-7 as we head into the fourth quarter. John Weiser, Terry Kelly, Kara, Mike McGivern, and a very nice crowd on hand here at Oak Creek High School for this one tonight. Angeli gets the call again, stopped right up the middle for a short gain. Matt Walensky was there defensively for Mukwonago. So it sets up 3rd and long once again here for Oak Creek. Boy, that last drive they converted on 4 different 3rd and long situations.
You're going to be scratching your head as the defensive coordinator wondering, okay, what happened? And if you're going to look, they've missed some tackles that should have been made, and the speed of Oak Creek.
3rd and 7 from the Mukwonago 31-yard line. Late pitch in the backfield, and the Mukwonago Indians swarm to the football. No less than 5 players there, led by Nick Tangway, there to make the stop on Hardin. Fake the Elijah Robinson up the middle, and then that quick pitch back to Hardin. As I said, there were 6 Mukwonago helmets there.
Yeah, Tangway, a 3-year starter for the Indians, second team all-conference last year. Saw that they slipped him in a couple times on offense as well. Excellent athlete.
So 4th and 12 here for Oak Creek. From the Mukwonago 36-yard line, and now a late timeout taken here by Oak Creek. They took as much time as they could here. And now Mike Bartholomew wants to come up with a play here on 4th and long. Well, let's visit with Kara and John Griffiths from Menards.
Thank you so much. I've got John Griffiths, the store manager of the Germantown Menards, here with me. Now, John, can you tell us a little bit about Menards?
Menards is a family-owned and run company with the general office right here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. We've got 300 stores throughout the Midwest, 12 stores in the Milwaukee area, including ours right here in Germantown.
And why is it important for Menards to be a part of initiatives like Thursday Night Lights?
Menards definitely understands the hard work and dedication it takes from our student athletes to achieve their goals both on the field and in the classroom, and we really appreciate all the support they get from their families, the coaching staff, their teachers, the community, and we're really proud to be a part of that support.
Well, we're glad to have you on board with us, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And back to you.
Kara, thank you. And Kara and Mike, all season long, we have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests on the sideline, letting you know about the great things going on in our schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. 4th and 12. Sinani wants to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. A sack back at the 43-yard line. Benzinger with the sack, his 10th tackle tonight. Alec Benzinger, the senior, outstanding night on the defensive side of the ball here tonight for Mukwonago.
You know, 6'1", 230 pounds, moves extremely well, keeps active feet. Notice he kept his pass rush moves coming on that.
Just kind of that swim move through the line. So Mukwonago takes over on downs at their own 43-yard line. This is a key drive here now for the Indians. 10.5 minutes to go, down 27-7. Sosowskis airs it out, looking for Mazer, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Nice defensive work that time by the corner here on the near side, Nate Ludke. Able to knock that one away from Mazer as we take one more look. Coming right into your living room. Excellent job of getting that left hand on that football by Ludke.
Yeah, Sosowskis hasn't had enough time to be able to hit those pass receivers in stride, and he's throwing the ball up, giving Oak Creek an equal chance to get to it.
2nd and 10. Ball to 43. Sosowskis again, a quick drop, trying to throw the slant. It's thrown behind the intended receiver, incomplete. He was going for Boucher there. It's thrown behind Boucher, broken up on the play by Wagner. Jackson Wagner starting ahead of Cameron Sims tonight at that cornerback spot.
Yeah, he's defended a couple of deep throws well. It's filled in well for Sims.
Now the Indians facing 3rd and long. 3rd and 10 from their own 43. Sosowskis under pressure, throws that one up for grabs, and in and out of the defender and receiver hands, incomplete.
Now the defensive back misjudged that ball just a shade. It almost got in there.
Once again, Wagner in front of Tangway kind of knocked that one away. Through his hands and through Tangway's hands. Had a chance. So a quick 3 and out here, forcing a 4th down, and Benziger on to punt. Martini standing inside his own 25. Nice one, gets it to turn over. Martini will take at his own 20 on a fair catch. 37-yard punt, the fair catch by Martini. And so Oak Creek will get the football back. They lead it 27-7. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the 4th.
Yeah, it's been pretty much Oak Creek ever since Mukwonago scored that first touchdown, and they've responded well to that challenge. And now we have to see how quickly can Mukwonago force the situation here. Can they get the ball back? And more importantly, are they going to be able to crack that Oak Creek defense?
Oak Creek students in attendance here tonight. Again, school not in session until September 6th. And only 4 home games this year for Oak Creek, and they're going to play 2 of them before school starts. Wow. Harden across his own 20 out to the 26-yard line. Good strong run there for Harden. He's had a good night tonight. Connor Anich on the stop.
Sometimes when we do our replays, you don't get to see what the offensive linemen are doing. That last time, Joe Muccio took his man, drove him about 10 yards upfield. And Oak Creek, their line play on both offense and defense tonight has been excellent.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Fake to Robinson, the pitch back to Harden, and he's going to be met in the backfield for a loss. Jesse Schmidt there, 7 tackles tonight for Schmidt. He's been a busy man at that linebacker spot. Gain of 1, it'll bring up 3rd and 5. Nice job defending the boundary there, setting the edge, and then preventing Harden from getting away. So 3rd and 5 from the 25. High snap, the handoff to Harden, cuts it up the middle, 1st down and more, across the 33, out to the 34-yard line. That's a Wisconsin Lutheran College 1st down for Roy Harden. And the Oak Creek Knights, Connor Anich again there to make the tackle.
You can see that wall of blue linemen just moving up the field. And the 3rd down conversion rate this evening for Oak Creek has to be outstanding.
One more look here, our fancy footwork replay brought to you by Northwest Surgery Center. Minimally invasive surgery for bunions, hammer toes, heel spurs, and other foot and ankle concerns. Welcome, Northwest Surgery Center, part of our Thursday Night Lights telecast. First down carry by Reeder. Jesse Schmidt there to make the stop, and again down to the sidelines in Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, two things. Number 82, Turner is going to be out, I think, for the game. He got hurt on that touchdown where he either fell or got pushed, depends who you talk to, in the back of the end zone. The other thing, defensive coordinator Lucknick, Coach Lucknick talking to his players, said stay deep, trust each other, boys, and stay in your position and come up and tackle. They're laughing a little bit on a couple of things in the defensive huddle. It's good stuff over here on Oak Creek's sideline.
Well, when you're up 27-7, you can afford a little laugh or two in that defensive huddle. They've done a nice job since that first touchdown in the first quarter by Mukwonago. The Oak Creek defense has buckled down. There's a look at Ryan Harvey Turner with a pair of touchdown catches tonight. It would appear, as Mike said, his evening is over.
Oak Creek just keeps running time off that clock. The drive just keeps going and going and going.
Well, they face a 3rd and 1 here. Sinani gives to Robinson, was a little late letting go of the football, and Robinson's second effort may have gotten the first down. Once again, Connor Anich, 7 tackles tonight. Just enough on that second effort for Elijah Robinson in a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down for the Knights.
Coach Bartholomew had talked as one of the keys to the game, no 3 and outs. And they've had very few 3 and outs. We see what the result is.
Under 7 minutes to go here in the ball game. It's the sweep. Stanky trying to get the edge, and he's chased down from behind. It's Walensky, Matt Walensky there. And Mukwonago going to take a timeout on defense here.
Walensky looked like he caught the cleat right in his stomach as he brought the runner down.
The old shoe in the sternum trick, huh?
Coach Adams talked about what great heart Walensky has. Only 203 pounds, but constant hustling, plays much bigger than he is.
Track that one down all the way from the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. So timeout Mukwonago, each team with 2 timeouts remaining here in the ball game. 6:41 to go. If you're just joining us, Mukwonago got on the board first. 31-yard touchdown run by Gingrich, but then Oak Creek 27 unanswered points since the second quarter, opening up this ball game.
I imagine when we see the offensive totals for the evening, Oak Creek has amassed probably well over 300 yards rushing.
Look of concern on that Mukwonago sideline. Clay Iverson. He's going to want to chew the heck out of that playbook right there, isn't he? 2nd and 11. Robinson up the middle. Fumble. Ball is loose. Mukwonago thinks they have it. No official signal yet. And Oak Creek somehow came away with that. Let's see. Robinson coughed that one away. That would have been a little bit of a momentum breaker there had Mukwonago recovered. Let's see. Yep, the ball was out. Got jarred there. I think Walensky may have knocked it out of his hand. And you had Anich diving in there.
Here we are again at 3rd down.
And meanwhile, the clock continues to roll here. 6:09 to go in the ball game. This time taken around the far side and out of bounds. Reeder just gets a couple. His only mistake there, he went out of bounds with it as he was taken out by safety.
Well, Oak Creek has not been afraid to try to run to the short side of the field, even on those sweeps. One of the things that happens is Mukwonago oftentimes is making a field call. They put their strength to field. The way Oak Creek responds to that is simply run back to that shorter side.
Browy on for just the third time to punt the ball away here tonight.
They had an excellent kick earlier in the game that really drove Mukwonago kind of through the whole balance of field position in favor of Oak Creek.
Got a delay of game penalty here against Oak Creek. Not going to matter. They'll mark 5 off, but Bowery will have more room in which to kick here. It's a high snap. Bowery, a high floating kick. Boucher will get away from it. Takes a sideway bounce out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Just a 27-yard punt. We'll take our break. 5:54 to go in the ball game. It's been all Oak Creek tonight, 27-7 over Mukwonago. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center. .554 to play. Oak Creek in control over Mukwonago. Indians get the ball back on the punt from their own 30-yard line. Play action fake. Szyzowskis over the middle. Nice catch. Mazer takes it across the 45 out near the 48-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 18 and a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Kavinsky there to make the stop, the free safety for Oak Creek.
That's one of the first quick slants he's been able to hit tonight.
This time from the gun, Szyzowskis. Gets his feet set, going down the near sideline, and it is picked off. Intercepted at the 15-yard line. Lutke with the pick. Nate Lutke nearly had one earlier on the last drive by Mukwonago. This time he comes away with his first pick of the year.
Excellent coverage. He stayed right with the man.
Jake Schertz, the intended receiver, the split end. And Lutke makes the interception at the Oak Creek 12-yard line. 2 FBI agents investigate the strange and unexplained. Don't miss the cult classic, The X-Files. Thursdays at 7, starting October 20th, right here on My 24. Well, it would appear the night is over for Sinani, as I think Reeder's now going to take over here at quarterback the rest of the way out with 5.5 minutes to go. Reeder will take the snap on the carry, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Matt Walensky, 6 tackles, including a sack tonight, leading the defense on that play. Again, Oak Creek taking as much time between plays here as they can. They'll wait for that back judge to begin signaling final 5 seconds. So try and run that sweep here to the short side once again. This time it's a Shamari Easley with his first carry tonight. Easley, the 6'1", 175-pounder. Dolan, the inside linebacker, with the stop.
Coach Bartholomew is slowly starting to work in some of the backups at a couple of the positions, get them some playing experience as well.
Go ahead.
Has to be pleased overall with both the offense and the defense tonight.
Particularly that play, that sweep play to the short side, has worked all night long. Here it is again. Easley able to launch it out across the 25. We'll get another Wisconsin Lutheran College first down out of it and stayed in bounds. Clock stop while they'll reset the chains.
Well, time of possession would be an interesting stat to see tonight because Oak Creek has kept that ball away from Mukwonago.
One more look, just got that one off the right hip to Shamari Easley. This time it's the fullback's turn to get the shot. That's Evan Horrigan. Horrigan, a 5'11", 180-pounder. Gets his first carry tonight. Up to the 37, gain of about 7 on the play. I go back to that Mukwonago touchdown right after that. Mike McGivern reported on it. Mike Bartholomew, the head coach for Oak Creek, said we're going to go back to power football. That's what we're going to do the rest of the way out. We're going to need to be successful at it. And they did here tonight. 27 unanswered tonight for Oak Creek. Again, Easley coming around on that sweep will pick up the Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. Gain of about 5 on the play out to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Oak Creek. Hunter Bordeaux able to make the stop.
Oak Creek gets that ball in the hash, and they just keep pounding back to the short side. And it's not something Mukwonago has been able to counter with anything.
Knights will open up play in Southeast Conference next week Friday against Kenosha Bradford. That Rizzo squad. They get Lake Geneva Badger this weekend. Reeder with no place to go, able to break a couple of tackles and get it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard out of it. Get a couple of yards out of it. 2nd down and 8 upcoming here. Again, you look at the Southeast Conference, Terry. I think we talked to Bartholomew about it too. Franklin, Oak Creek right there. Then you've got Indian Trail, Kenosha Indian Trail, and then I think too Racine Horlick. I think you got 4 teams there. I think that will challenge for that conference championship. And then so penalty marker comes in late. Wojnowski on the carry, but you got Tremper with a new coach. Spread offense for Tremper. That could pose some problems.
I think we've seen that Oak Creek certainly is one of the teams that you have to look at and say, okay, they're going to be up at the top there at the end of the year. For Mukwonago, they have to turn around quickly. They have to have a very, very poor short-term memory and get ready to go play Waukesha South, because when you get into that Classic 8 grinder, but it is a long season. I think people tend to forget that there are a lot of teams that start out 2-2, 1-3, and suddenly at the end of the year, they're there.
We'll be in the Classic 8 next week, the conference opener for Waukesha West at Muskego. There'll be a game next Thursday. We'll talk more about it in our post game, as once again the handoff goes to Horrigan. He's going to be stopped shy of the 45-yard line, and Mukwonago going to take a timeout. They will have 1 remaining here, stopping the clock with 2:09 to play. Let's talk about that Classic 8. It's maybe 5 teams that could challenge for that conference title out there?
And it's going to be interesting because 2 of the teams had some injuries the first week. We had last week the Arrowhead game. We saw their quarterback go down with a shoulder injury. Not quite sure where that is. Catholic Memorial had one of their running backs get nicked up, but in terms of running backs, they've got a little bit of depth. So they're certainly going to be a contender. Waukesha North has gotten better as the years have gone on. Kettle Moraine has shown it. You can't take a week off in the Classic 8. Muskego, they're trying to reload, but once again, Coach Krause has that wing T offense also running extremely well. And Waukesha West, Steve Rux and his crew, you can say, last year the Classic 8 sent 3 teams to state finals, Division 1, 2, and 3. It kind of speaks to the depth.
Again, it's one of those conferences I think that gets overlooked. Everyone wants to talk North Shore, everyone wants to talk Southeast. Woodland Conference gets a pub, but I think that Classic 8 is maybe the best conference right now in the state of Wisconsin.
Certainly has proven to be the case.
High snap. Bowry going to let that one go off the side of his foot and into the Oak Creek bench area. Well, Mukwonago here trailing 27-7, has 2:04 remaining, and I think this is where you're playing for next week here. You want to end this game on a nice drive, maybe get some points off of this, but at least be able to move the football.
And Coach Iverson is a very positive coach with his players. I'm sure that he's going to look at this game. They're going to see some things they have to clean up defensively. But one thing he said his players give him is a great effort, and you can always build over that. He said techniques, maybe they're at about a 30%, but he thought effort-wise they're at about an 80. Now they get those two to mesh a little bit better.
Connor Tess now in at quarterback, the junior for Mukwonago. And the handoff goes to Jordan Schmore. Schmore, a junior running back. And a nice run, picks up a first down, gain of about 12 on the play for Schmore, and that's a Wisconsin Lutheran College first down. You get a good look at Jordan Schmore, the 5'11", 190-pound junior. That's the quarterback, Connor Tess. Tess under pressure, and he's going to go down back at the 45-yard line. Jeremy Daring. Daring with a sack here tonight. Loss, they'll mark forward progress at the 41-yard line. The loss of about 7 on the play.
Both coaches getting some of these second team guys a chance to get some experience.
Schmore gets the call around the right side, inside the 40, and then is stacked up at the 38-yard line. Mike Levinsky, first one there for the Knights. Sets up a 3rd and long as we're under a minute to go here in this one. Oak Creek's going to hit to 2-0 on the year. Mukwonago needs to regroup. They'll fall to 1-1. As we said, gimme next week against Waukesha South. South gave them all kinds of trouble last year in the 4th quarter, as Tess will just throw that one away to the sideline.
All night long, Oak Creek's been able to put pressure on the quarterback and just has not given Mukwonago a chance to really run patterns, have an open man get a chance to free himself up.
Tess under pressure there, trying to throw off that back foot. So 4th and 14 for the Indians. Tess puts it up for grabs. And it's going to be intercepted at the 10-yard line. There to make the play on the ball, Adam Correa. Correa, a senior, 5'8", 165-pound reserve defensive back. Second pick of the night for the Oak Creek defense.
I wouldn't want to bet the entire Kelly family fortune on this, but I'd have to think Coach Bartholomew is going to have the quarterback take a knee. But we'll see.
Brandon Wozni was the intended receiver. So Oak Creek gets to 2-0 and will open up conference play against Kenosha Bradford next week, Friday. What will be a tough gauntlet there in the Southeast Conference. Clay Iverson get this team regrouped and ready to go for Classic 8 opener next week at Waukesha South. As we said, South scored 26 points in that 4th quarter last year in a game we broadcast.
Right.
And was a 2-point conversion away from winning that ball game in the final seconds. But Oak Creek tonight, 27 unanswered points coming from the 2nd quarter on as they knock off Mukwonago tonight by a final of 27-7. Knights at 2-0. Mukwonago evens their mark now at 1-1 on the year. As the coaches and players go through the handshake line, we'll be back with our post game, including a player of the game and the awarding of the Badger Max Trophy. All of that coming up in our post game right after this. Our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24. Well, since the 2nd quarter tonight, Oak Creek trailed 7-0. They got their act together, and 27 points later, they come out with a 27-7 victory over Mukwonago. Second year in a row, they've taken the Indians to task, this time here at home, and improved their record to 2-0 on Mukwonago falls to 1-1. Let's head downstairs. Mike McGivern is ready with our player of the game, our Army player of the game.
Hey guys, Hold on, boys. Ryan Harvey Turner, 2 touchdown catches, got dinged up a little bit. He told me, he said, look, if it was close, I'd still be playing. But, man, well done. Congratulations. You are a U.S. Army Player of the Game.
Thank you. I would like to give a shout out to Zach Reeder throwing that 1 dime, and Jacobson Nani for dropping another dime to me.
You know what? That's a smart receiver thinking all the quarterbacks make sure he gets a few more passes. Sergeant McManus, you got something to say?
On behalf of the United States Army, I'd like to present this award for Most Valuable Player.
Oh my God. There you go. Back to you, boys.
All righty, Mike, thank you very much. Our Player of the Game award goes tonight to Ryan Harvey Turner, the junior wide receiver. And here's a look at some of his craft here tonight. First, the touchdown grab, 21-yard reception, and then on that halfback option from Reeder, he was able to break containment, fall right under the football for the second touchdown grab tonight. So Ryan Harvey Turner, our Player of the Game presentation, brought to us all season long by the U.S. Army and Army Strong. Really tough to decide who we were going to give that to. There's so many good plays tonight on both sides of the ball for Oak Creek.
Jacob Sinani, runs the whole show. You had Elijah Robinson and Roy Harden each run very well, over 100 yards apiece. Offensive line was doing the job as the game wore on. And the Oak Creek defense, number of guys with 8-9 tackles apiece, and they really shut down Mukwonago.
Let's head back to Mike McGivern for our Badger Max Thursday Night Lights trophy presentation.
So, Coach, when it was time for them to name the Player of the Game, they had 5 or 6 guys that were going back and forth. This was truly a team win, and I have to tell you, really impressive win against a quality opponent like Mukwonago.
Yeah, I think, you talk about 5 or 6 guys. Now I'm going to give a shout out to my O-line that played pretty well tonight. Our pass protection's got to get pretty good. But no, I mean, this is we preach team every day, and that was our theme. Our theme was unity this week. And I told the kids before the game, you got to be able to look at your teammate, look him in the eye, and know he's going to do their job. And we did that tonight all the way through.
Coach, one of my favorite moments of the game was middle of the first quarter. You said, hey, look, we're going to start running the ball. We're going to start playing power football. We're going to show them what we're about right now. And I went on the air and said that. And from that moment on, you guys kind of took control of this game.
Yeah, we got after them. They were playing pass, really. They had their safeties deep. Their corners do a really good job. So we felt we had to run the ball, and we got after them a little bit.
Okay, we got to thank Badger Max. You get the team trophy.
Coach, that was a great win. Great job, everybody. Here you go. Great job.
Boys, well done.
Burns, Mike, get out of there. Let those guys celebrate. A victory tonight for Oak Creek, 27-7 over Mukwonago. They get the Badger Max Thursday Night Lights trophy. And again, thank you to Andrew Burns. We'll have a final word here from Oak Creek, run down some final numbers, and we'll just visit here a little bit. 27-7 your final here on the Badger Max Thursday Night Lights, presented by Northwest Surgery Center. (27-7) your final here tonight. Oak Creek posting 27 unanswered, and I think there's about 7 coaches in that Southeast Conference watching this ball game tonight. I think they've got some homework to be doing here.
Well, Oak Creek last year was 5-2. Franklin ruled the roost, but I think Oak Creek has set notice. Okay, we're here this year, and we're going to have to be contended with.
And Mukwonago, they get into Classic 8 play next week against Waukesha South.
Right, and I'm sure they're going to rebound and respond. Coach Iverson saw some things here tonight that he probably didn't like, but he saw some things last week that he did. So now, okay, we have to correct those flaws.
What impressed you most here tonight?
I think, Mike, hearkened to it a little bit when he mentioned his offensive line. I think they did an outstanding job. But Oak Creek's defense moves so well, and they really bottled up Mukwonago after that touchdown.
Well, we'll dive into the Classic 8 next week as we head to Muskego, and the Warriors host the Wolverines from Waukesha West. So make sure you tune in next Thursday night at 7 right here on My 24. For our Menards sideline reporters, Mike McGivern and Kara. For Terry Kelly, Brian Kelly, our spotter, Don on stats, I'm John Weiser. Thanking you for joining us here tonight in Oak Creek. Once again, the final score, the Oak Creek Knights over Mukwonago, 27-7. Until next week in Muskego, have a great week, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Badger Max Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Northwest Surgery Center.
Badger Max Thursday Night Lights presented by Northwest Surgery Center on My 24 is brought to you by Badger Max Premium Sports Drinks. Drink it to the max. Northwest Surgery Center. Menards. And by Wisconsin Lutheran College. Additional support has been provided by the U.S. Army, Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan.